Welcome to Morrigan's Cottage. Morrigan's Cottage is a 200-year-old cottage set in Ireland's beautiful and wild west. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Morrigan's Cottage. If you can't tell by the little bit of window you can see or by the little bit of wall and door in the background, we're here. We're at Morrigan's Cottage, and for the first time in one of these videos for a long time, we're back at the cottage. So welcome back. Before we start, you'll have to excuse my appearance today. This is Saturday at like 11, and this video is due up in about 4 hours, and I had such good intentions of filming it earlier in the week. You'll have to excuse the fact that I'm in my pajamas and I haven't brushed my hair, and I just set you up because I have to rush and get this video done now. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know we've moved in. So if you're not following me, I'll put the little link somewhere here, and you can go check out the Instagram because I do post stories and it's more up to date than the videos. Now this video is pretty up to date because it's like Saturday at 11 and I need to put this up Saturday by 4. Oops. So anyway, welcome back to the cottage. We've moved in and the builders are gone, which is kind of scary. So something I've been asked a few times since the builders started 8 or 9 weeks ago, whenever it was now, feels like a lifetime ago, is do I regret it? Do I regret buying this house? Do I regret going on this journey? Because you'll know from watching the previous updates, there were some very unexpected problems. And look, it's easy to say these old houses throw up these problems, but when you are on a very tight budget and a very tight timeline, these unexpected surprises are like, it feels like life and death in the moment when they tell you about it. Especially like, you know, for builders or for engineers or whatever, like they expect these things. These things come up in the house and they kind of know how to fix them. And if they don't know how to fix them, they figure out a way to fix them. So for them, that's quite normal. Like things that I see in my job are probably really normal to me, but would sound really weird or kind of crazy to someone else. So like for me, hearing about the problems that they come up with, like, oh, the walls aren't super secure, or, you know, whatever it may be, the very last week when we had problems with the bathroom, it is life and death to me, even though it might not seem like that to, you know, people watching or the builders or Joe, the engineer, or whatever. Like to me, it was like, here we go. Where am I going to get the money to fix it? How much time is this going to add on to the project? You know, how much more expensive is it going to be? And like, in fairness to Joe and Desi and Francis and everyone, like they got things done and they got things done right. And I got a good deal on everything. Like my budget was tight, but I feel like I got Desi's expertise at a fraction of what it should have cost, in my opinion. But Desi, if you're watching this, don't charge me anymore. But so that's kind of what I've been asked. Do I have any regrets? Because there was times during the last couple of weeks and just during the last, you know, year and a half of owning the house where I've thought like, oh God, that's problems. That's, you know, not what we were expecting, because, you know, unfortunately, I suppose it happens with the sale of most houses. You're not always told the truth about the house. And I won't say anything badly about the previous owners because maybe they didn't know, but there was things about the house that didn't work that we were maybe led to believe worked. The heating, for example, we thought worked. The plumbing, we thought worked. The electricity, we thought worked. The roof, we were told, was new, which it was just crap. But yeah, so that's something I've been asked by like friends, by family, by people I work with, like, do I regret it? Do I wish I had gone for a different house? And the answer is no. And that's the easiest thing for me to answer. This is home. It felt like home from the minute we stepped inside of it. And it's been home ever since. So very happy to be here. Very happy with how it's turned out. Just, it could have been less kind of worrisome, but there you go. So that's the main question. That I even get in the comments, do you regret buying this house? Do you still feel like you got a bargain on this house? Do you still, you know, do you wish you were in a different house? And the answer is just no, because other houses that I looked at had the same problems. In the very beginning, I was looking at houses that didn't have roofs. And then we found this one and it was a bit more expensive than what I kind of had thought I could pay, but it was well within budget. And it had a roof, and like we thought it had all like, you know, heating, plumbing, electric, whatever. And it turns out it did, just not very well. But it's the right house. And other people I've talked to have felt the same, that when they stepped into the right place, straight away it was home. Do you have the zoomies? Are you playing with Sissy? Now be careful. Sissy is known to have scratched you in the eyeball, so please be careful with that. But yeah, so it's home. It has been home and it will be home, and I'm thrilled that I can say I have no regrets. So that's always good. Now, before we get into the rest of the video, I've been talking for what feels like about an hour, so a lot of this is going to get cut out. But before we get into the rest of the video, just to say, Desi and Francis were contracted to get this place up to standard. They weren't contracted to do floors or paint or make the place look pretty. That was not what I have paid them to do. So when you see this after video that I'm going to put in eventually when I stop talking, like the house is still bare bones. We're up to the plaster, and even in the beginning when we were talking about what we were going to do and get Desi and Francis to do, it wasn't going to be plastered. So the fact that we have a house now that's like livable, even though it's not pretty yet, although I kind of like the colour of the plaster, millennial grey, even though it's not finished, and it probably will look very unfinished, but maybe look a little bit unlivable to you watching it, the heating is done and it works. There's hot water. There's a functioning bathroom. And when I say functioning, like functioning to the highest standard, I had a bath the other day. It was absolutely divine. But yes, I just wanted to put that little disclaimer in that Desi and Francis were just contracted to do the big stuff and not the decorating. So finally, before we get into the before and after, I know, apologies, sometimes I get mean comments that say I talk too much, but I mean, that's the kind of video we're having. We're having a sit down video where I talk to you about what's been going on. Going forward, the videos will be me doing things instead of just me showing you things. So apologies for all the talking, and I'm still talking, so I need to like wrap this up. But anyway, the final thing I did want to say is that I don't know if Desi will see this video. He watches some of them. Hi Desi, you can see this. But they were incredible. Desi and Francis did the best job with this house. I am so happy with the work. I don't get a discount or anything for saying how great they were. They were just such good workers, and they did everything. The roof, electrics, plumbing, heating, repouring and levelling of the floors, fixing up the walls, plastering, stud work, insulation. Then I was like, hey, do you have time to do the utility room? And I don't think you've seen the finished utility room yet. Wait until you see it. It looks incredible. But like, they did everything, and they did it to such a high standard. And like, I know people personally who have hired builders that have scammed them, that have gone to their house, started the work, taken their money and left and never came back. And the work that they've done has been subpar. When I was looking at quotes before I ever knew about Desi and Francis, one guy came out to the house and he seemed really nice, like we were chatting away, everything was good. And the quotes he gave me were out of this world. He was saying to rewire this house, it would be like 18 to 20,000 euro. And when I said, oh, that's kind of funny, because I had 2 electricians out who said it would be about 8 to 10, that's kind of the standard. And he was like, oh, they're scamming you, they don't have certs, it wouldn't be a certified out. So like, because I'm a girl, I think, in my opinion, this is obviously, I can't say for sure, but I think in my opinion, because I'm a girl and I'm on my own here, that people are very quick to take advantage, and they take advantage of the fact that you don't know industry standards and things like that. Now, what this other guy didn't know is that I had an engineer, Joe, in the background, who is such a hard worker. He is like spearheading most of the YouTube projects that you see, and ones that aren't even on YouTube, he's spearheading. So I don't know where I'd be if I didn't have Joe in the background, just fixing all my life problems, basically. If you're getting things done, be so careful, because there are people that will take advantage and they will, you know, take your money and go. And thankfully, I had Desi and Francis on it, and they did just such a good job. And like, I just can't say enough good things about them. And I'm sure they'd be embarrassed if they were standing here and I was saying all these lovely things, but like, they just did such a good job. And Desi follows up all the time. He's rung a whole bunch of times since the last week, since they finished and since I've come to stay. He's rung most nights just to be like, is there any funny noises? You know, sometimes when they do big projects like this, something will happen, and it's like with a new build, you have like a snag list or something, I don't really know, but it's where they check everything and things are supposed to be working properly, and sometimes they don't. You know, you might get a boiler that just is a lemon and it doesn't work, but like, so far everything has been absolutely beautiful. Obviously, look, they're really busy. Desi is in demand, but I'm going to put their details. They have a TikTok. There is a video of my house in their TikTok, so I'll put that below. If you want to go check them out and give them a follow. I have said he should make an Instagram and YouTube, but they're so busy, I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. But if they do, I'll put the links below. But get in contact. Look, if it's a project he thinks he can do, he'll do it. So yeah, anyway, 10 out of 10, Google review, 5 stars. Thank you if you watch this, Desi, and probably not Francis. I don't think Francis will see the videos, but thank you for all your hard work. You have turned this absolutely dilapidated house into a home. Stay with us here at Morrigan's Cottage because there's so much to do. Leave a comment below, and I mean, if you want to just thank Desi for all his hard work, and Francis, you can just put that in the comments if you want, because every like and every comment, it really helps kind of get people to see the videos who are, you know, doing similar projects. The more you like it and the more you comment, the more people that will see it, and then other people kind of doing the same thing can find us and maybe take a little bit of inspiration that there's light at the end of the tunnel. That's the main thing. But no regrets, enjoy the video, and I will see you next time. Hi everyone and welcome back to Morrigan's cottage. Today is the big day. Today is the day that I show you what Desi and Co have done to the house because they're finished. The plumber is due to come back just to put one rad on, but other than that, Desi and Francis are done. They're finished here, and I'd say as they drove away and they saw the cottage in the mirror, they were like, bye, so long. But I thought today would be a great day to show you what's been done, because it's so exciting that, you know, the house is done. It's bare bones, but it's done, and it's safe and it's strong and it's amazing. So we're actually going to start outside because lots has changed outside, and then I'll bring you in and show you all the rooms except for the bedroom because I'm working on that. Today is Sunday, so we've been here since yesterday, and you'll see me put together a few pieces of furniture and different bits like that, but we've been working hard. We've been working hard. So welcome to the outside. I might actually just do a voiceover, but let's start out here first. So first thing you can see, hopefully, all this stone down along here, down, right around the corner. Let's bring you over, right down the stretch. So what's this? This is drainage that Desi and Francis added in. So they dug a big kind of tunnely thing and put a big pipe all the way down. It's like one of those aerated pipes, and basically the idea is as the water trickles down the hill towards the house, it's going to get caught in this French drain and it is going to disperse itself down that way, away from my house. Because if you remember, the front room of the house, this one here and probably this one here, were very damp. Now it hasn't rained since they did this, but it's going to work really good. So thrilled that there's a little bit of drainage to keep the water as far away from the house as possible. Next thing you should notice is my beautiful gutter. So that drains over to here, and I'll put in a video for before, but it used to just drain right out and the water would leak back into the foundation of the house, but we have a lovely drain, brings it out here into the French drain and away. So that is that. And then the final thing to show you for the front of the house is our new little light. And let me tell you, when this thing is on, it looks like daytime. It's so bright, it's brilliant. Now I haven't checked for post. Oh, there is a little bit of post in there, so I'll have to have a look for that. So now bringing you around to the side of the house. And I showed you this the last time, and not much has changed except we have a gutter now. Look how good this looks. We really need it to rain so that like the dust will go away, but it looks so good. And then Desi put like wire and foam up in here to keep, you know, all the furries out of my house. But the gutter looks brilliant. And then Desi had the great idea, or it could have been Francis, I don't know, but he had a great idea. So a water butt is going to go here. So he left this ready for me, and he also left the pipe just down there for me to cut once I've picked a water butt and decided what will go there. So yeah, it looks brilliant. It looks so good. Let me come back out a tiny bit so you can see it. Oh, stunning. Okay, now inside the house now. My lovely new house. Do you want to show them inside, honey? Yeah, you want to show them inside? Okay. Welcome into the house. Now, come on in, my love. So the hallway probably doesn't look that much different from the last few times you've seen it, but there's been a few changes. First of all, we have the light switch for outside, and we have now a hallway light, which this hallway never had a light before, so that's awesome that we have a light now out here. Also, our radiator has been fitted, which is brilliant. We have a working socket here, and these pipes are going to get covered, don't worry, there's paneling coming in here. But this has been fitted, and we have a second light just up here, so we can turn it on either side. Again, here we have switch for inside the bathroom, and I'll show you what that's for in a second. And we have a light switch, so brilliant to have those. Now, in here is my beautiful bathroom. So floors are in, they look awesome. They need a mop, but that's fine. Look at this bathtub. Excuse the towel. I already had a bath. That was like the first thing I did last night. I had a bath. But look at my gorgeous bath. Look at the lovely taps that we have, hot and cold, the shower on top. Like, oh, it is divine. Like, when I tell you how happy I was in this bath last night, it was incredible. I had such a lovely time in it. And then we've got our lovely radiator, and this is hooked up to the heating, so this gets really, really hot. And all the gold, it all matches, which is amazing because I got all these pieces at different places. This is a tiny bit lighter, but you don't really notice it, which is brilliant. And then just swinging you around, we have the toilet and the sink. So pretty much standard, you know, again, same gold taps. They're so cute. Look at them. Everything matches. Like that is like that. And then you come over here and you've got like your cold. Like it's so nice. And same when you get to the toilet, you have, you know, same idea there. And then just the toilet here. And then my beautiful shower. Come on in for a sec, Mari. We showed them the shower. It's just stunning. Open it up. And I'll show you. Tiles are incredible. The shower is so nice. Everything is just gorgeous. Like, I'm just so happy with the bathroom. And then I'll take you a step back and show you our new attic entrance up here. Desi did a great job on it. He put a new, you know, board to get up into it, and then he did this nice, is it architrave or something around it, just to kind of nicen it up a little. So that's the bathroom, but it just, oh, and the switch on the outside, they put a socket in here. Now, like, it'll be like some kind of bathroom socket, because in Ireland you're not allowed to have sockets in the bathroom. But he said, like, if I wanted to get, you know, one of those nice kind of mirrors that has lights on it or anything like that, that's what this is for, that I can just get it plugged in. So really happy with that, because definitely will want to get something, but just ignore my towel. But like, look at that piece of resistance. It's just stunning. I'm so happy with it. But coming back out into the hall, let's go into this room. So nothing really has changed in this one, so I'll just go over it real quick. We have the light switches on. We have the sockets. But yeah, nothing has really changed in this room except for we do have this cute little door now. This is our service door that Desi made. You open it up, you have your pipes. If anything goes wrong, you come in here with your pipes. I won't be coming in here. A plumber will be coming in here, not me. But this door actually was repurposed from one of the wardrobes that was outside. So that was a really good use of that. So anyway, brilliant. So back out here and into the kitchen. Again, not a lot has changed in the kitchen because they weren't doing the kitchen, but we have our rad there. It's a double rad. These rads are really good. We obviously need to paint this wall. We have our light switch for the kitchen. Love the switches. And then we have our fuse box and we have our heating, which is amazing. So basically with the heating, you just turn it on here. You can leave this on all the time if you want, but you don't have to. And then you have your water. So if I want hot water, I just turn this one on. If I want hot, heating on, I turn this one on. And there's a timer and everything. This can be upgraded to one of those fancy kind of, you know, digital ones, but they're very complicated. So this is going to do me to the ground. You just literally flick it on. Now down here, this is where they had to refill the hole after they dug a big hole out of my floor. And you can see they have the piece of plasterboard that they had to take off. And that was because obviously there was drainage problems, but everything is patched back up. It looks really good. And then this room, again, not a lot has changed really at all in this room. They plastered the ceiling. It looks deadly. They fixed up bits of plaster in the wall that weren't great. And the radiator, this is the radiator that has to be hung by the plumber when he comes back. He'll be back later this evening, potentially tomorrow. So that'll get done. And I just want to show you my sockets. Like, look how nice they are. And this has the fast charge for the like smaller card. It has the USB. This just needs to be cleaned up and repainted. And yeah, anyway. So I have my phone charging at the moment. The living room. And as you can see, there's some new additions. So this is where I'm set up to work at the moment. There's a radiator in behind here as well, but this is not our forever home for the desk. This is just a temporary kind of place for it. I've got my dining table and chairs over here, which fits perfect because this is exactly where I wanted it. So this is going to stay there. And over here, we're going to have a cat tree for Bonya, and that's a perfect ledge for her to look outside. So that's what will go there, and eventually a Christmas tree at Christmas time, etc. So dining here. Swoop you over here, and in the living room section we will have a stove there. The TV is going to be here, but like more over towards here, and a couch somewhere where I'm standing. This is all the stuff I brought down. Again, we've got sockets, radiators. We have a radiator here, we have a radiator over there. And this room, I'm so excited to show you this room. So what was formerly known as the utility room and will forever be known as the utility and office space. Look how amazing it is in here. It's just awesome. We've got the nice light switch again. So we've got a little light. And this room's really big. So this is a dryer that came with the house. It's going. But I could very easily fit washer, dryer, office desk. And that's how we're going to do it, because I can't imagine anything nicer than sitting here and looking outside over my land and working. So that's what's going to go here. I know not a lot of people thought, like, actually a lot of people said, yes, an office space out here would be lovely. A lot of people were saying, no, a utility room would be better. But we're going to have both. We're going to have a washer and a dryer. It'll fit perfectly there. We're going to have the desk here. It doesn't need to be a big space. And then out this window will have to get replaced because look, it's broken. So it's, you know, double whatever. So many spiders in there. It's giving me ick and dead bumblebees. So we're going to just back away, but that will have to be fixed. But it's lovely. There's no reason why we can't have an office in here and the washer and dryer. So to say, because it's just me living here, I only do laundry like once a week. So it would almost be a waste of space to have an entire insulated, beautiful room just for laundry when I do it once a week. And I know that that could change in the future. And if it does, then we can move the office out and put it somewhere else. But I think for now, with what I have going on, it doesn't make any sense to have like a huge room for just laundry when I do laundry once a week. So that's kind of my thought process behind it. And then obviously the bedroom is over there. But I can't show you in there because that room I'm secretly working on. Not secretly, it's quite openly I'm working on it. But that's what the builders have done. the camera. Now I don't know where it's facing. Well, hopefully it's okay. We'll have to... Oh, you're gorgeous. Where's your toys? Hang on, Mommy has to think about what she was supposed to say. You're such an angel. Aren't you just a good baby? Aren't you just the best little papa?